Hey everybody, John from the Crafting Brothers here. I've got kind of a fun build this week. I'm going to be building this 2-story ranch farmhouse. And my brother Greg actually asked if I could make one of these for his game. And I thought since I have all these other pieces, these sort of set pieces here, I can make a whole scene out of it. And I've already got a template for a farmhouse that I did a while back. So I'm just going to add on to it and make a 2-story. So here it is. And this was fun to build. I put lots of little goodies on here. And I've got some new techniques that I used on this build, so let's get right to it and build a ranch-style farmhouse. I created this farmhouse template a while back, and I'm going to use this again, so I'll leave the link to this file in the description. After cutting all the pieces of the template out, I'm going to use some spray adhesive to attach it to some Dollar Tree foam, and then I'm going to cut out all the pieces. After I have all the pieces cut out, I'm going to go ahead and remove the paper from one side of the Dollar Tree foam, and I'm going to leave the paper on the back side for now to give it a little bit more strength while I put the texture on the front side. Next, I'm going to use my soldering iron and tinfoil technique to give the surface of the foam a rough texture. Next, I'm going to use one of my 3D printed brick stamps, and I like these because the edges line up, so when you move it, it gives an even pattern across the foam. After I'm finished applying all the brick texture, I'm going to go ahead and take the paper off of the backside, and then I'm going to glue all the pieces together. This farmhouse has a bottom section and a top section, so I'm just going to glue a piece of foam on top here and then glue the rest of the farmhouse on top. I'm also going to be gluing several support pieces in here to make the structure more sturdy. Using my hot wire cutter, I cut several strips out that I'm going to use for siding on the house and also support beams. And I'm using a wood grain roller here to put the texture on the foam pieces. After that, as usual, all the foam pieces are going to get a coat of Mod Podge and black paint, and then we'll start on the paint job after that. All of the wood strips are going to get a coat of golden brown first, and then I'm going to use an acrylic brown ink to give it the wood color. After all the Mod Podge base coating is done, I'm going to go ahead and hot glue my 2 roof sections on the top of the farmhouse. Originally, I was going to go with a pewter gray paint scheme on the bottom part of the farmhouse, but I decided to do a tan base, and then that would give it a different color scheme, which you'll see later. So back to all my foam wood strips, I'm using a Liquitex brown ink here to coat all of my wood pieces. This is my go-to technique for making realistic looking wood planks. Back to the base of the farmhouse now, I'm going to apply a dry brushing of white over the tan base. After the top and bottom of the farmhouse are glued together, I'm going to hide all of these seams with these wood beams. So this project is going to go a little bit quicker for me because I've got some pre-made doors and windows and a few different things that I don't have to make from scratch. So that just makes this go a little bit quicker. I found a really cool way to make these windows look more realistic by using some of this screen repair tape over a piece of black paper. All you need to do is cut out a small section to fit behind the window, and then you can just glue it onto the farmhouse directly, and it looks realistic. After the windows are glued on, I'm ready to go ahead and glue my wood strips and wood planks all around the outside of the farmhouse. For the roof, I'm going to be using these dollhouse wood shingles, but the scale is not right, so I need to break them in half and then again in quarters, and I'll use that to cover the roof. Now it's time to give the bottom part of the structure a black wash. It's a Liquitex black wash, and it has a little bit of brown in it, so that should be the color that I'm looking for. For the wood shingles, I found this stain in my garage here, so I'm just going to use that up. I'm going to try something for the first time here. What I want to do is make this look like plaster here. And I think this is going to work out. This is a like a wood putty, but it's kind of got that plaster look to it. It's actually kind of yellowish. So I think this is going to be perfect for what I want to do. I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and all you do is you add water, and I'll get it to like a kind of like a milkshake consistency, and I'll just paint it in here, and we'll see how that works. I found this really cool old quarters window balcony on my favorite website, Thingiverse, so I printed that out, and I'm just going to paint that up, and it will go on the top part of the farmhouse. I created a mold a while back to make these cool little stone windows, so I'm just going to paint up some of these and put them on the bottom part of the farm structure. Once the plaster has dried, I'm actually going to go back with my X-Acto knife and start chipping away some of the plaster on the outside to give it a look like the building is just gotten old and it's exposing some of the brick underneath. And I'm also using a Sharpie marker just to make some crack lines, and I think that will give it a cool looking effect. And that's going to do it for this week's build. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week with another build or challenge.